how do you improve? And then Tenacity said, I think it's doomed because of this. And now you guys are talking about like being too big, like too tall to fly.
Okay, I think
like,
in one keyword is
bedroom.
I think creativity.
Yeah, I agree. It's creativity. But my
think
point is
actually
like,
no, I'll rephrase my statement. Not only creativity, but like really expand on critical thinking. I think.
Like, how do they
like,
go about doing that?
Try to innovate or
Critical
what?
thinking?
Huh?
Yes,
Or-
if the players aren't already capable of it, like, how can they learn? Like, genuinely, I don't know.
Right, but I mean,
Do you
just
think
have to
which
get
part of
players
the
that are
coin
capable.
you are when approaching the statement?
Wait, sorry, can you repeat that?
Which part of the coin do you think you are when approaching the statement?
Like me?
Yes.
Be specific?
Huh?
Yeah,
Me is- I don't know how to answer that question. Like, I'm a bit confused.
I mean, you can go about it both ways. Like, I think I am capable of critical thinking, and then if that is the case, then you can also help me on approaching how to, like, help other people approach it as well. Or if you think you are clueless, then like, I mean, these are all just like. This is
No,
not
but
basic.
like, wait. No, but like, it's not like, okay, like, I've had some teammates who are better at critical thinking and some that are worse, but a lot of times it doesn't need to be all the players that are good at critical thinking. Sometimes you only need like one or two and like a coach that like pushes people, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I agree with that.
no, like, yeah.
You need 5 people who agree with one another and who can be open
Yes.
and transparent with one
Yes,
another
yes,
without
yes.
offending their feelings. And then, yes, you need a staff that is surrounding them, and it's not going to happen. It's the main
I've
thing
never
why
seen that in
Nemesis never wanted to
Really?
play again.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's so hard to get people on the same page. Like, no matter what.
Yes.
very,
They
very,
just
very
don't.
difficult.
Yes, it's why it's literally. This is circling back to like the whole like me and Nemesis argument, right? Like back in the day, like 2 years ago. It's why Nemesis didn't want to join a team because it's just not worth it. How many? All right, so Crownie, what do you think is the absolute best Western team that you can assemble right now?
I mean, it's pointless for me to talk because like, it's just you do it. I cannot say it.
Well, see, I don't know enough about like every single player's personality, right? But the thing is that
But
you need
obviously
it.
I cannot say things.
I know.
Just
You need
cannot
it. You
say
need
things.
a stacked. Yes, you need a stacked deck. Is the problem?
I mean, you need to like. Yeah, I mean, it's not one team, by the way. You need to like create multiple rosters that push each other on different aspects.
Yeah.
of the game,
You
the
need
region.
probably 2. Yeah, you probably just need 2. I think
mean,
I
at
actually
least
think you
two,
just need 2.
At
Yeah.
least
So-
2.
So you're already really limited because people that think like Nemesis are ridiculed in the pro scene because the idea that you're already not good enough, people want to dismiss it out of fear.
What? No, but it's not about this, by the way. It's just about like.
Yes, it is. What do you mean? People like me and him got
Oh.
mocked for years. What are you saying? Yes.
I
What?
mean, the majority of that hate.
We get
came from-
mocked for years for telling pros that they're not doing stuff well enough. What do you mean?
What, what do you mean? What do I mean? I'm saying like the issue is that like when was the EU strongest? EU was strongest like 2019. 2019.
Yes, it is. But
Like-
yes, but Eastern teams have
Yes,
gotten
and-
so much better since then. Western teams haven't.
Yeah, but why do you think like? But a lot of the players that were like driving that.
They all broke off.
Those teams they broke off to different teams, so the overall level is worse because like perma rookies from ERLs. So
Well, also,
like,
I think that
you
like
need to develop
2019,
things.
I think 2019 G2 had a it's sort of like rookie teams, like I mean not rookie teams, but I mean you guys probably have this in BDS. You all have a mutual desire to win, right?
What? And you think other teams don't?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think other teams do. I think other teams have players in it that are they are there for job security. They're concerned with themselves.
Oh, like Pislos, yeah, that can.
No, not just Pislos. There's top tier players that do not give a fuck. They just want to maintain their job.
Okay, you think? Okay, without naming a specific individual or team,
I'll name a
think
fucking specific
anyone
individual, Alfari.
Yeah, he's not here. Do you think
He doesn't
anyone or
have
any
to be here.
team
He's a
from
fucking
C9
idiot.
GG at G2 doesn't want to win?
He's an idiot with his mindset
But he's
for
talking,
like
he's talking about
caring
he's
about
talking the teams
himself.
here. But he's talking
Yes.
about the MSI teams. I think everyone is Giga tryhard, or not?
You think everyone on
The
like
MSI
the MSI teams are Giga tryhard?
Yeah, I would say
Yes.
so.
Like the Western teams?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
Who?
What do you mean who? Like what? You want me to like name people?
Well, you weren't trying to name one just now 10 seconds ago.
Do you think that every single C9 player shares a mutual interest in actually getting better? Do you think that Berserker and Eminus do not actually care way more than Fudge, Blabber, and Sven?
Well, from
I actually
no, I think. Wait, I think the Western players on.
I do not think. No, I do not think that. I think Berserker. I think Berserker or Eminus probably cares way more than the other players.
From what I
I
talked to
would say
Sven,
from
from what I
yes.
from what I
think
talked
Sven
to Sven,
wants to
he
win
really
most out of
cares.
this team, no matter what.
Yeah.
I can guarantee it. Like
From
he is
what
number
I-
one by far for me, and then second I would
think
say
so.
Flapper.
I mean, from
And
what I
then
talked to Sven,
reasonably-
he really wants to win. Like, from his mindset, he wants to win.
He might.
Like-
Yeah. Okay. He might want to win, but at
Yeah.
what cost is what I'm saying.
What? At what cost? Like, what do you mean?
At the cost of almost like self-comfort. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but like what
Because
type of
that's what
action
it
do you wanna see
takes.
from him that proves that intent?
Huh?
He plays a shitload of solo queue, he plays every Champions queue, he's like high ranked in basically everything. He watches a lot of games. What act from him on a daily basis would you want to see from him that proves that intent? Because like from first-hand experience, I see it every day. Like he would get like he has a very positive negativity for wanting to win. You know, on a day-to-day basis, he doesn't do any extra hobbies or anything. His whole life is like around
Okay.
every time after scrims he
Yeah.
goes
So
and plays
why do you think like Berserker and Eminence want to win more? Because from what I've heard from other people about Sven and talked to him, I can still see his drive. So many years.
Sven
deep
does
into-
have a really big drive.
So
Yes.
why does he want to win less than the others? Or like
Because
why,
I-
like, what,
Because Sven, I mean, okay, I mean, when's the last time that I had like an in-depth conversation with him? I guess it would be months now at this point, right?
yes.
Sven still had like a part that, like for instance, I think he wanted to play ADC, but he realized that he couldn't. This is just going off of memory. My last conversation with him last year, he wanted to play ADC, but he couldn't. Right, so there's already like not resentment, but like there's something there.
From what I understood, like I think he thinks Berserker is really good and he would play support for him.
Yeah, he would. Of course. Yeah, of course.
This is the best bot lane, and like I mean, I think it's like what were we even talking about like 5 minutes ago? I legit forgot.
No, but basically what I'm getting at is Eastern players in general do want it a lot more.
Really? But
Absolutely.
I can tell you, there's nothing I want more. Like
Wait,
I don't know.
one sec.
I can name you a lot of like Western players that really want to win. Like I can tell you a lot, but they're just not like.
Wait. I'll say
yeah.
two things. One is I can generally agree to it. Like
Yeah, generally
General-
yes.
I can generally agree. However, okay, let's say who this is like anyone. Let's say player Kim is from Korea,
Yeah.
randomly goes to America, still wants to succeed in League of Legends pro play. What
Yeah.
can that do with the same hunger and the same mindset do within North America in specific in order to catch up to a similar, let's go with player Park, staying in Korea with the same environment, with the same solo queue, with the same basically solo queue only, because he can just grind out the game.
Yeah, sure.
so hard.
They're at a disadvantage in isolation. Yeah, they are. That's my
Yes,
main point,
so-
though. You need
so
to.
what can Kim do in order to surpass
That-
Park given the same time frame with different environments? That's my question.
Yeah, okay, so then I would try to point you towards like other games where that's happened, where players have been at severe disadvantages and managed to do it, right? I think one of the best
so how do
examples
they do
one of the best examples are like people. I actually had this idea literally yesterday. I reached out to Artosis, he hasn't responded yet. where I wanted to maybe try to talk to like Neeb. So for people that don't know StarCraft 2, Neeb is a player that practiced and trained in North America, but then beat the Koreans in a major Korean tournament. During one of the hardest time periods.
Do you know the difference? It's a solo.
Yes, exactly.
And
That's the problem. Yes, that's what I'm getting at. Yes, that's what I'm getting at. Is that if you want to be on a team, everyone on the same team needs to want it the same.
Yep.
To the point where they can be what is perceived from the outside as toxic. Because let's be honest, everyone on the West thinks that Korean work ethic is toxic, right? But the Korean players don't see it that way. I was just watching a clip of Doublelift yesterday. It was on Sneaky Stream or something, where he was saying like he can't play more than 12 solo queue games a day. You saw it, right? Yeah. Dude, I'm over here. I'm fucking, I think I'm older than Doublelift, right?
You're a freak, but yeah.
Yeah. But I can do 30-hour sessions, and I don't mind it. You know what I mean? Okay. Now, you would say I'm a freak, but I'm just the same as, like, most Korean, like, players. You know what I mean?
I understand. It's a different, but it's also, the difference is that in Korea, if you don't do that, you will get replaced by academy players that do it. So everyone needs to do it.
Yeah, but also they don't see it as a job. They want to play those games.
Are you sure? Nah.
Yes.
No, but Showmaker said his Giga burned out and he doesn't enjoy League.
Showmaker is making $4.5 million a year. Of course you're gonna play. Of course you're gonna play.
I didn't know he made that much.
Of course. I mean, I think it's 4.5 million. I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's 4.5 billion Korean one. That's what I think. That's what it is.
Okay.
I think. I could be wrong.
No, I can
I'll simplify the question. Yeah. What can CrownShot do in Europe? And what can CrownShot of BDS in Europe do in order to surpass Viper, or let's go with Ruler, in order to surpass or match Ruler and JDG?
I think that players historically, I think Western players historically have surpassed players at moments. You know what I mean? Like, I think, like, Forgiven in his prime was better than most Eastern AD carries. Like, I don't think, I think, like, Reckless at certain points was better than most Eastern AD carries. Like, so, I don't think it's impossible.
They did in order to achieve that.
Well, like, for instance, right now, like, hold on. Let me ask you guys in this call, and I don't think that you guys will be playing for this. I think Nemesis, like, right now, if Nemesis slotted into LCK, he'd probably be, like, 5th, right?
Okay, what is he doing specific that made him that way? These are, like, examples of individuals. We're talking about pattern of behavior. Like, what do you think Nemesis did well in order to surpass Eastern?
Look at his mindset.
Okay, so, like, if we break it down from, like, frame to frame, so one is mindset. Anything else?
I mean, it's mindset, and I mean, I think regardless of whatever persona he shows publicly, he's willing to actually go against his own beliefs, even though I think people don't perceive him that way.
Okay, those two things. Is that inherent or developed?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know enough about his history to say whether or not it's developed, right?
I'm asking your assumption. If it's
probably inherent then. Yeah.
And it's based off talent. If it's second, then we can actually develop, like.
Yeah, sure.
It's inherent. In my opinion.
Well, then, if we go with that claim, then we're just claiming that Asians have more inherent ability.
Yeah, but the reason I'm using Nemesis as an example is because he is probably the closest Western player to a Asian, like an Eastern player that exists.
I mean, but the thing is, like, I feel like, okay, wait, I need to backtrack for a sec, because I feel like it's not like we need to go back 15 years into, like, ancient history where you could, like, compete. Like, it happened, like, quite recently. It just stopped. Like, what happened was Korea lost and they got probably, like, extremely mad, and, like, the teams, right? And they just
By the way, hold on. I'm having an autism moment. I realized that I said something earlier a little bit that was kind of like rude about Alfari. I didn't mean that Alfari is a person. No, I'm having an autism moment. I really am. I'm stuck on this. Okay. I don't mean that he's a fucking idiot as like a person. What I mean is he was legitimately one of the best Western players, right? But it is very apparent because he was very open about it and he was very forthcoming about like his views and like how he thought about other things, that he had like an arrogance to his own approach that just limited him. And that's what I meant by like he's a fucking idiot, like in that regard. And I'm sure he would say I'm a fucking idiot. In fact, he has publicly many, many times, so I just don't care. But anyways, I just wanted to clarify. Go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, like what are we talking about? I've sidetracked now. Oh yeah. So like the way, like it's not like even in 2019 EU was like on a similar level as like those other regions, and even 2020 it was like pretty close. Like it's just that after the Eastern teams had close series, like when Damwon lost to G2, in every interview they were just saying that they want to beat them, they want to storm them. You remember?
Yes.
Like they made it their mission to win, right?
Yeah.
And they just like practice more, no? And
well, the other thing about that series is I think it's dishonest to say that G2's players are better than Dom1's players, but they managed to beat them in the series.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, okay, but... Yes,
but that is a really big thing to recognize, though. Most people can't recognize that.
Sure, but sure. But
if they played 50 more games after that series ends,
of course. I mean,
it would really...
I've heard they were 0-28 in scrims.
Yes, exactly. So,
yeah, but anyway.
Yeah.
Wait, let me make my point, because my point is then that... But right now, people are, like, they see you as, like... that you can't win, not that you are worse. They just see that you they think you cannot win. But
no, I mean, but obviously you can win because you can look at these game states and you can tell that it's winnable.
You can win, yes.
Yes, they're winnable game states. Yes. But like, okay, so I understand StarCraft is a single player game, but
it is. Yeah.
Also because it was single player, it actually is that much harder to beat the Koreans.
Yes.
In a way. Which is why I think that stories like Neeb,
Okay, so the guys that did, like whoever it may be, the Neeb and whoever it may be, what do you think they did different in order to overcome that difference? Because I doubt those Western players like played in Korea. I would imagine it was like a unicorn story.
Well, that's why I wanted to try to like maybe talk to one of them about like what happened during those time periods. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we should. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think, I think
way of trying to find a magical way into trying to close the gap. Like, what did the guys that happened to do it before under harder circumstances, arguably?
I mean, yes, but you don't just have to look at Neeb. You can also look at what's his name? Hold on, let me find his name for you. Let me find his name. His name is Arslan, the Pakistan Tekken player that took down Korea.
I watched that video, I think.
Yeah. Arslan is another really good example.
I agree, but those games are so different because I think I was watching that video and I think he just went to train in those countries. But if you're playing in LEC, unless let's say off season, like you're still playing in LEC and you're screaming mostly in LEC against European teams.
Yes. You're getting poisoned. Yes. Yeah. Imagine you're a marathon runner, right, or something like that. And you're training in an area that like the weather conditions or the air is just not good compared to like other people. Do you know what I mean? Yes, you're just naturally going to be at a disadvantage. Yes, you are. You're just going to be at a disadvantage. Yes.
Yeah.
So then you have to. So then you have to find ways to innovate. You don't aim for where they're at. You aim for where they're going, and then you try to get there first through shortcuts. That's always been the way. You don't try to catch up to the East. You try to catch their trajectory and then arrive there sooner.
How does one have creativity as a goal or innovation as a goal?
That's really hard to do because you'll notice that most players don't tend to gravitate towards that. And when you try to get them to, they dismiss it with like arrogance, which is the thing that I was alluding to. Like,
if I were to ask you, hey, Ellis, can you be more creative or innovative? What would
I don't know, because if you realize a lot of the really innovative pros come to me, not vice versa.
But because creativity is inherent, you cannot learn.
That's what.
creativity.
Yes, I don't think it's a coincidence.
No, but you just need some creative people, and you need other people that are open-minded enough to try things.
Yes, but you need to assemble all of them onto one team.
Yes, you like the Avengers. Yes.
Yes. I had the same discussion with Caps in 2018. Same exact conversation.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, of course. Like, to have the highest chance of winning, you need to build the best possible team.
Yes, that's why Nemesis never wanted to join a team again. Yes.
Yeah, I think 2018 and 2019 Fnatic G2 are coincidences.
Yes.
Yeah.
It just happened to happen.
Yes, if there were more international events that year, people would realize that.
No, I'm not talking about the results. I'm talking about the formation of the teams being willing and like naturally gelling well together.
Yeah, it's as much of a coincidence as the Rocks Tigers. Yeah.
No, I don't think G2 was a coincidence, to be honest. I don't know about Fnatic, but I think G2 was like, I think it was like a lot of them being really good, and them being really open-minded, and them just like figuring out like multiple ways to play the game. I don't think it was a coincidence. I mean, the meta was more open-minded, I feel like, but like them making it work, I don't know if it was a coincidence. I think it was just like,
dude. But you I can say things to a pro player that they logically cannot disagree with, but you won't see them do it in their gameplay. Everyone says Call's broken, right? 180 gold.
Who?
No, just in general. Everyone will say
broken. Who's broken?
Call.
Oh yeah.
You get a free 180 gold. Okay, so why don't you freeze a fucking cannon wave?
What?
Why does a team not freeze a cannon wave and deny it from the enemy team? If 180 gold is so big.
Because they think that if they freeze and enemy gets a timer on the cannon wave, they will get more gold than 180 by diving.
Yes, but they can't. Yes, I know, but we've done this song and a dance for so many longs. I mean, I gave up on doing it. I gave up on doing it. Yes.
It doesn't matter. Like, your discussion doesn't matter because the main advantage you can get over these teams is anyway by drafting creatively. Anyway, because fundamentally,
yes, but this is a trajectory. Do you understand what I mean?
What?
No. So it goes back to what I said before. You don't aim for where people are. You aim for where they're going. Right? If you go back in time and you watch VODs from Season 8 and Season 9 and Season 10 and look at lane manipulation and like other types of things.
Okay, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Like, okay. I know that a lot of bot lanes in you, like, I've heard even from last year and from past years, some of the ones from the better, like, it doesn't matter, middle, better, worse, like, some of them, they never even talk about lane matchups ever, or about how to even play them. They don't even review VODs. They don't even,
I know.
So how can you improve your fundamentals if you don't drill them? You can't.
You can't, right? It comes from within.
Yes.
Yes, you have to make conscious effort.
So is that a culture difference, or is that an individual?
It's a mix. Well, I mean, I think it's a mixture of culture plus personality. Yeah.
Yeah, but like any
but the thing is, Korea has a bigger talent pool. So like, I'm sure some Korean players were also like less motivated and lazy. They just get phased out faster, and new talent comes in. Did you know Pace existed 2 years ago? I mean, I didn't. And then he just comes in and wins everything in like 1 year. He will like wins Academy, gets MVP, pentakill, goes LCK, wins LCK. Yeah. So tell me, who in you can do this? Is there enough talent pool for this? No.
The talent pool argument, I mean, I can find other YouTube videos and show you.
It's not ego, chat. It's not ego. It's not
ego. No. Population argument isn't actually real the way that people think that it is.
It is because there's less players of league in EU. Yes, it's 100%.
No. I will send you videos on this. I genuinely will send you videos on this. That use other sports and stuff as like examples.
Okay, but tell me why. You don't need to send me a video. Just tell me what the point is. Like
the gist of it is that there's a lot more consensus that is driven through culture that isn't just sheer volume of people. Of
course. No, I'm not saying it's only because of numbers. I'm saying it's like multiple things. It's culture. But I saw the interview. Pay's mom
Numbers
said
can be,
she hired
yeah.
wait. Pay's mom said she hired a personal coach to live with him for 1 month to coach him in solo queue. So he got challenger and got picked up by Gen G. You read that article? I read it like 2 days ago.
No,
Apparently,
I didn't read that.
he had a coach and he was like not improving, and she paid the coach for 1 month to live with them and coach him daily to make him reach challenger.
She also did
Apparently.
homeschooling so that he doesn't have to go to school and waste time and just play more.
Would people in you do this? I don't know. Like, first of all, you don't have like, it's not the same.
There are some people that do this though.
No. In you? Nah, because it's not the same amount of risk. Like, there's no. First of all, like the. Like
there are people that do that, but not to the same.
Okay, not to
degree.
the same extent. You know what I mean? Like, it's not as ingrained there. It's like. It's a different.
Yes, because
view
culturally
on
it's
the whole
not
thing.
acceptable. Yes, yes.
Culturally, but okay, but I'm arguing two things. Like, maybe because of the culture, League has more players in Korea as well. But no matter what, they have more players. Like, every fucking LCK team has like B, A, C, D academy teams, like 50 people in the like on their roster ready to like be promoted, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What, like, but this doesn't happen. What most like you saw in NA, most LCS teams wanted to move even away from academy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you approach it this way, then you'll never catch up.
Well, I don't think
Yeah.
NA is concerned about catching up anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, I know they're not.
They're not, right?
So then
And
fans
also,
just need to
as an
accept
NA
that, right?
pro or an NA coach or anything, you're actually not incentivized to want to be a part of the LCS anymore.
Dude, NA only cares about money at the end
Yes.
of the day.
Yes.
That's why Academy's getting dissolved. That's why salaries are going down.
Yep. You're not
I'm not going to
incentivized
say
to.
all of NA, but like most of NA
Yeah.
teams, yes, they're not incentivized to like develop talent. They really don't care.
I mean, okay,
At the end of the
not
day,
gonna lie,
it's all about money.
one, these are very dangerous claims, and two, if that were the case, if that like don't, if you you are willingly transitioning into what's the name, into content creating, right? Instead of pursuing
Yes,
like,
because
a
I
more
just don't see a future.
Can hold on?
in
Can
North
Tenacity,
American legends.
can I just be
Wait, let me
transparent about the call that we had?
Yeah, you can.
Okay,
Sure.
so I broke down Tenacity. I broke down with Tenacity how much money he makes on 100 Thieves, California state tax, what going into content creation does, the trajectory of like brand creation, how many viewers he has currently on Twitch, how his TikTok's doing, and all this other stuff. Same thing I did with Nemesis. Same exact thing, right? And then, but in Nemesis's case, it's LEC, which is actually way more important than LCS. And then all we have to do is line that up with the trajectory of LCS. And are you incentivized to want to be a part of LCS? And the answer is no.
Yeah, actually, so let me just add on to what I said before. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think all of NA is like cares about money specifically. I just don't think it like makes a lot of sense for them financially to like keep Academy going because it hasn't produced like that many great results, right? And there's like rumors of the third import rule getting like announced, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Do you?
It just doesn't. Sorry.
do you
Do I what?
care more about money than results? And I don't mean that in a malicious way, but like I'll wait for the answer first, but like I think what we are claiming as problems of NA isn't mismatched with the acts that are being taken.
Oh no, definitely not. But like for me in particular, I do whatever makes sense. Like for example, right? 100 Thieves let me explore options. I had offers. I did not like the trajectory of any teams, so I'm just doing whatever makes sense for me. And financially, it happens to be like I'll be the better option because the trajectory of LCS is just going to be going down, right? Like decisions being made. I just personally don't see a future in it. And this is just like talking on my own behalf, but
Okay, with that being said, and let me be clear, I'm not like it sounds as if, but I'm not like saying this decision is bad. It's very reasonable, right? And like but if that is the case, you're on the same train of thought as what the action we're trying to blame. So how can we blame them if we think it's rational? No?
If we think what's rational.
okay, we just agreed and like set and established that what Tenacity is doing, working out, looking out for his own well-being and looking for like more like money-driven or financial.
Yes, because you
decision.
can't assemble the Avengers.
As an individual, sure.
But
then
by
how,
the way,
then how
like,
can we be
No, you
By the
can't.
way,
You can't as an
by the
org
way,
either.
But I can tell you, like, what I can tell you what it is, but I can't like say it. Wait, I will just write it in general.
Sure.
Wait,
Yeah, go ahead.
wait.
Wait, Trymbi's just saying it's quiet Switzerland.
I'm just listening, guys.
Wait.
Sweden doesn't want to join the war. That's why.
Trymbi's like, I think any region, if they try hard enough, can just.
Wait,
No,
look
fuck
at
no,
what I'm
but
writing in
like-
general. Look at what I'm writing in general.
Okay. I heard the Korean average salary is like 3 times.
No,
Oh,
bro,
oh,
no,
God!
bro.
Sorry.
Bro,
Sorry.
bro.
Sorry.
Jesus
Bro,
fucking
wrote it
Christ,
so
man.
he reads it. Like,
Oh,
oh
yeah.
my god.
I need to write it for you to read.
Wait. Okay, I'll type my response to you.
Oh my god. I mean, no.
Be right back. Smoke.
Jesus.
So what are we thinking about the Veigar nerfs that happened? It's kind of fucked up, no?
It's kinda fucked up actually. How can you play
Like,
that shit
Jesus.
anymore?
They gave him more range for what reason? And then they just fucking nerfed him.
But I feel like Riot does this many times. Like they buff something and then they like it becomes OP and then they end up like nerfing other things about like the champ they buffed previously.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I
it's
just
ruined
I just
stuff.
responded to you, Crownie. Do you see?
Wait, are you sure that's
Yes. That I can tell you with 100% certainty. That's it. 100% certainty.
alright?
That's literally why.
Wait.
Guys, we're not gonna be telling chat. Hello.
Well, can I say what you just said or no?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I
Okay.
just said
The average
level of
the
LCK
average
is higher.
LCK player is much higher. Yes, overall, because
Yes.
yeah, it
Yeah.
just is. Yeah, the players are just a lot better. Like anyone who boot
Yeah.
camped here knows that.
Yes. And
Yeah.
like yeah, and you can see like the way like EU is trying to like mimic it by the way like people from ERLs hype every ERL player as like the next coming or the next promised player. But
Yeah, but
most of them
you
are
guys
just
have so
not.
much politics in your teams, you know?
But I can
I
tell
know you
I'm
can't
telling
control
why,
it. I
because
know you can't
because
control it.
every like nowadays like ERL players are more hype than like LCS players were like few years ago. There's more hype in ERLs now.
Yeah, there
Because
is, and
there's
that's
just so
good. That's
much-
good. That's
Yeah.
healthy. Yeah, that's
No,
healthy.
yes, but my point is like people just assume that the rookies will become insane just of the fact that they are rookies, but that's not how it works.
Right.
Like, so does every region? What do you mean? What?
What?
But the difference is that no, like guy in chat. But
Oh,
the
guy in
difference
chat.
is that like the level of like the in the server is higher on LCK, so they
Yes.
will always be better unless people catch up. So
Yes.
you have to catch up first.
I mean, we have good players on EU like Wufu and NAIRL.
Yeah. NERL is insane.
I miss
No,
you,
but,
Phil.
Like that's the thing. Like the level is like just worse. I don't know. So you need to catch up first if you want to like contend with the results.
Yes.
In my
Yeah.
opinion. So you need to find a way to catch up first. Like
Ketchup.
I think one of the
Prefer
best
mustard.
Western
Yeah,
examples that
mustard,
we
yeah.
we have ever had. Okay. I want to say there's two of them. There's obviously Forgiven. Way back in the day, that is a very good example of a player
Yes,
that, through their own work ethic and analysis of their own gameplay.
you know that Forgiven had 70% win rate rank 1 in like season 6?
Yeah,
Isn't
Forgiven.
that insane?
Forgiven was yes. Forgiven is one of the best players of all time in his era. Yeah, he is. He just is. Like no one would disagree.
Yeah, I mean, it was
Korean.
just- I've never seen that high win
Yes,
rate on rank 1.
Korean
That was
and
crazy.
Chinese pros would not disagree.
Yeah.
I think everyone knew Forgiven's skill level, like at that time period. So Forgiven's a really good case study at that time period, because what was he doing that allowed him to be that way? The
He's
other
an
one,
outlier, Elias. He's an
I know
outlier.
he's an outlier,
not
but
the norm.
here's another one who failed to replicate it years later, and I think this is the most impressive, is Bjergsen in NA.
What do you mean?
Despite NA solo queue, and despite NA players, and despite NA everything, Bjergsen was legitimately one of the best mid laners in the world for like 2 years.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're saying what did they do to replicate it? They were just
No. He
enhanced,
failed
more
to replicate
talented,
it. He failed to
no?
replicate that.
Failed.
Yes, because
Wait, what do you
eventually he fell off.
Yeah, this is like
He could
everyone
never
eventually falls
could
off.
never get back to that level of player. He never could, despite I think he tried to do the same stuff that he did, but he just didn't have it anymore. Like
Yeah,
whatever fire or
what's your
motivation.
question? What's your question? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
No.
some
So that's what I'm
people in
saying.
Korea also
Is
fall off.
there are players that can do it on their own, right? Bjergsen did it in probably what is we would consider the worst environment.
Yeah, but that's outliers. The problem
I know they're
the-
outliers. That's the
The
point.
problem is that in Korea, it's the norm. Like the overall
Well,
level is
no,
just
Korea
higher.
Korea does not produce
and-
Chovy everywhere. Like Chovy is not everywhere.
But of course he's not everywhere. But like you said, two Western players that are like so far up, like one out of like how many that played in LCK? 200?
Yes, there's very few outliers. Let's name all the
Maybe not
outliers
200.
over the years. Unironically, let's name all of them. So you have
I don't
Forgiven. Let me see if I can write them all down.
Caps.
Yeah, we have.
But what's your point? Because I don't understand. Forgiven also fell off after he came back.
Yes, he
after
did.
Arctic
He
stuff.
did. Almost none of them have retained it.
Yeah, so
Yes.
everyone falls off. The difference is in Korea is if the older ones fall off, you have like Pace winning the split in 1 year of pro play.
Yes.
That's the difference. And
Yes.
in you cannot have a rookie like this. Almost. It's very hard to find, I
Yeah, it's
guess.
a double lift.
Or
Yike
we
is
find
pretty close.
yeah, Yike is close, but Yike is an outlier, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure, Yike is one. I'm not saying like you cannot find. It's just hard. That's all. Like you will have to search like more or like.
Impact.
Huh?
Impact.
Oh, Impact. Yeah.
Yeah, Elioya is one too. Yeah, of course. But I'm saying but in Korea, it's just there's just the level is higher, the overall level. It doesn't like you guys are telling me like 2 people out of like 100 players. What is this point? It's not StarCraft where you play 1v1.
Trymbi.
The overall level needs to be higher.
When
Hey,
was
Crownie.
Reckless
Yeah,
like
Trymbi
in
also
God
joined
form?
Insta
Wait.
and started
When
winning, yes.
was Reckless like God form? When was his best form?
Somewhere between
2018.
2018, right? Yeah, 2018 Reckless.
5 and 8.
Yeah, 18 probably. And then he still got completely ran by Uzi at MSI.
Yes.
So yeah, so sucks. It's just what like Yeah, but sure, like of course, chat. There's a lot of like EU players that are like insane. But I'm not saying it. I'm saying it's not about individual players. It's like about everything. It's not about one player, 2 players. It's about everything. The way the teams function, the like internal motivation, external motivation, like everything needs to be on the level of Korea and China if you want to compete with them.
Okay, personality and what's the name? Talent are like just things that we can't control. So
Yes.
let's stop talking about it. And one thing, Crownie, does BDS have a lot of money? Because one thing that I would do if I were ever in a position of power/environment to do so is have your main roster just play like spring completely in Korea.
Oh, that's what you do?
That's what I would want to do to see how it would work because it has never been done before.
But yeah, I
Like,
agree.
just
But
have,
don't
like,
you?
your-
Don't, I
Uh-huh.
agree, but don't you think people would hard flame you for doing it? Like a lot of fans would hard flame you. But you mean
Why?
like playing Korea and scream or what? Like just scream in Korea the whole split?
Preferably come back for playoffs, but like if they can do it physically and mentally, just like practice for a very long time in Korea and have like your academy team.
Oh no, but yeah, but you can't sub in 5 people after, you know? It's
Wait,
not
I have a
allowed.
question. Do you mean like literally playing out the split from Korea, or
No, I meant like
I
just
understand.
practice there. Like you
Just
can
practice?
spring.
Yeah, but
like
you can't.
it'll be a 1-year long project.
But when you come back,
I see.
like for spring, let's say you play winter. Let's say winter because it's the new split. Like you cannot like come back in the end of winter and put in like the main team. Like you would have to wait until spring. So you'd play one split of your academy team playing and your main team practicing in Korea, and then spring would be played by your main team. I think that's how it would have to work.
Yeah, I think for EU it's a bit better because you have one split that's virtually completely useless. So, like, I think that would be some way to do it. Just like have a main team.
But I think every region is gonna move to this apparently. That's what like Fudge said on the podcast. Like I think they want to move every region to 3 splits because they want to make more international tournaments. But I don't know if it's true or not. But that's how you'd have to do it because you cannot come in the middle of the split and change everyone. I think so at least. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, is this the list, by the way? Do you guys see?
Like my point is like.
Mickey X.
You don't have Mickey, yeah.
Oh yeah,
should
Mickey,
be there
Mickey.
too, yeah. Okay, so like what I want to say, like,
Do you have perks on there?
fuck, what do you want to say? Perk should be there too.
I don't think Perks is on there.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think
He
so.
should be there.
I think his value in game wasn't relative to his You know-
Doesn't matter because like people, you need to outliers everywhere. 'Cause he made
No,
you win
because
against Korea,
you
against Asian
wouldn't
teams.
put Ghost on a list with Chovy, Faker, and like all of them. You know what I
it's
mean?
also the
Yeah,
common
it's
component
totally
of like a lot of upsets. Like
Yes.
he was
Yes,
the part of
Perk
the
was cool.
OG
The
roster as
RNG
well.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
he
we'll
beat
put
our
2019
forward
perks on. We'll put 2019 perks on. Yeah.
Nah, like you for sure need
No, it
to
was
put perks
before
on.
then. I
No,
think
you
it
need
was
to
better
you need to
before
put perks on when he beat RNG in like
Yeah,
in
in
that
2017,
meta, like with
2018.
LeBlanc, like
Yeah,
for
2018, 2019. Yeah,
for sure
okay,
it was-
2018, 2019 perks. Yes. Okay, that's fine.
Anyway, like that doesn't really matter. But like the point is like there is specific outliers always. But if they're too spread in too many teams, too like separate or like the overall level
So
is
this is
worse,
why I'm
will not
asking
do
you
a good
what
job.
what is 2023 Avengers for the West?
I don't know.
Well,
I mean, that can be
I
debatable.
know. I'm not gonna talk about it. 'Cause
I know
players talk about
that
they
you
have
can't talk about it. I
bans,
understand that you
so
can't talk about it.
talk about
I totally do understand that. My main point is even the people like even if you made an all pro between NA and EU and you had 5 of the best players, those 5 players might not actually have the same personality. And so automatically it's not the Avengers.
But do you really think that all the Korean teams that have succeeded have had similar personalities? All the players?
No, but they're unified by the hive mind that is Korean culture.
Yeah, so they have authority that makes them do
Do you think
different
that's a good thing?
No,
Well,
it's
like-
actually I think it's their weakness. No, I think it is their weakness, but I think it's a good thing because at least it's better than what the West has.
Yeah, it has ups and downs, but
Yes.
like it also can't be argued in the same sentence as like as a means to like also like if is it good or bad? Because you're claiming it's good for the personality in order to beat the Western Avengers, but then it is also bad in a lot of aspects that you're also.
No. I don't think it beats the Western Avengers. I'm saying like in general, they don't need to worry about having Avengers because they're unified by a hive mind.
But you know, because actually, I was thinking yesterday to ask you, like, if aliens invaded Earth and the West had to assemble like a few teams to defend, what would?
No. It's not, this isn't even like a joke. This was a StarCraft article. This was a StarCraft article. Yeah.
Yeah, but like what roster would put and how would you play? Like how would you play if like you had to win, like try and win games? You had to win some games, or you're just doomed. How would you play and what?
Oh,
what
also
would you...
put on the list, by the way.
Oh yeah, Whippo in his era. Yeah, Whippo. What era of Whippo? 2018. Yeah.
Is it
2018,
2019?
2018,
I don't know,
2019
it was
Whippo.
pretty
Yeah.
good. It was for sure really good. Yeah.
But this is the thing. Like, look at this list. It's all eras. No one maintains. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's also the state of the West in general, not have to.
Yes.
necessarily do
But
with
like, you look at
individual
some
players.
of the Korean players, and it's fucking scary. You know what I mean? Like, they just maintain some of them
But you know why? Because
they never
solo queues,
stop.
like-
Their machine
No,
never stops.
No, but it's because
I mean, yes,
can
their
tell you,
solo queue is
when
a
I
big.
went- no,
their
but I
their-
tell
their
you,
solo
when I
queue
was
is a
on
big
boot
part of
camp
it.
In Korea, when I was on bootcamp in Korea last
Okay,
year.
how about this? Hold on. Let me see if you'll get this right. Who is the second most impressive mid laner under Faker, all things considered?
What?
Who's the second most impressive mid laner under Faker?
Well, you're for sure like you like Chovy a lot, probably. So you say Chovy.
No, it's
Most people
BDD.
say rookie.
Rookie.
BDD.
Most people say
I would
rookie.
say rookie as well.
Everyone says rookie.
Okay,
Everyone says
rookie. Okay, rookie's another really good. All right, it's rookie and BDD. They've both played 10 years, and BDD has never fallen below like 6th best in LCK, and at points he's been the best bet. Huh?
The third output showmaker, but like BDD has fallen off like either individually or as a team aspect.
Really had a
like,
really good
throughout
year
the
this year. He had a big
This
wake up
year,
year.
yeah. Like
But
look
he
at the
means
past
overall.
2 years.
Yeah, but what's your
This
point?
past year he was on fucking Notion.
What's
Yeah,
your point?
but like
But what's your point?
it still counts.
No, my
Yeah,
point is like Korea just has these players that are monsters for such a long time.
But like I'm telling you, when I was in bootcamp in Korea,
Yeah.
I'm sure like Tenacity can also say since he was there and probably like the level is higher, so you want to play more because the level is higher, like of
Yes,
solo.
you want to catch up.
So you
Right.
want to catch up. Like you play, and I'm playing in like gold, and my Nautilus is like flashing level 1 on enemy, like killing them, and I'm like, what the fuck? People
Wait.
in you don't like nobody in you does this except for like 10 players.
Okay, I personally really hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Okay,
Yeah, well,
I personally really don't like how you guys approached this just now because like both of you guys went into instant agreement as like, oh, the level is higher, so it inclines me to play more. But like, do you two can you like confidently say you're the undisputed best player in your role in your region? If that's not the case, you already have like competition that you can try to beat or practice on a daily basis within your own region. How is it only that like when you go to Korea and there's way more competition that you're inclined to play more when like we claimed before that innate competitiveness or passion is like innate, something that you can control. But why is it only affected
Well, yes,
by,
because
like,
because
Korean
there's other
environment
aspects
playing
that they
against
have to
other players?
worry about because of the political aspects of their teams.
Wait, Crownie just left the call.
Crownie has had enough.
His internet died.
Internet.
Okay.
What did you say? Well, I did legit. My internet died.
Yeah.
I saw people spamming W and L. What did you?
W.
Yeah,
Wait, did you not hear my statement?
I legit did. My internet, like legit, I didn't hear.
Oh my.
No,
Well,
did
I
you
can
hear what
go-
I said?
No, I legit didn't hear anything.
Oh,
After
okay.
what I said about solo queue, I didn't hear anything. I promise.
Okay, so like you said that like you're inclined to play much more
Yes,
in
yes.
Korea
Mhm,
if the competition's better. But like
Yes.
can you definitively say that you're the best AD carrier in Europe? And if that's not the case, isn't that reason enough to try like as
Yeah,
much in
No,
Europe?
you're completely right. You're completely right. It's just like my internal motivation cannot like bear to play with droolers in you that have ego and flame me and say shit to me. But you're right. Yes, if my internal motivation was high enough, I would not give a shit and I would
Yes,
just grind
correct,
no matter
correct,
what.
correct.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Also take it a step
Yeah,
further and
you're
say
right,
that
yeah.
like these players on this list managed to reach what we're trying to claim without that environment as well, right?
Yes,
Like,
I agree.
Reven-
Yes, but I said like as a systematic issue, it's because of solo queue. Of course, individuals can surpass the average level by having insane internal motivation and like grinding no matter what, no matter the circumstances. J- I agree completely.
Yeah,
But
but that's like never gonna change.
yeah, probably not. Yeah, I guess.
So you just kind of have to deal with it and try to go from there.
Yeah, like of course you have to have probably like as many individual outliers as possible that will propel the region up, right? That's the only way you can try to like catch up, no?
One of the other
I think
things.
your point is correct.
One
what you
of the
said,
other things.
I agree as well.
One of the other things about Korea, because Crownie, are you friends with Hans and Upset?
No, I wanted to say this. I feel like Korean players are way closer to each other.
Yes. I made a tweet about this. I made a tweet about this.
I'm not friends with them.
I know. I made a tweet about this, that one of my theories for like why Champions Queue during Spring Split in EU was performing so poorly is because EU players are not interested in interpersonal relationships with one another.
Yeah, they were
And
like
this,
typing.
no. I think this affects Champions Queue with everything. Champions Queue is a private environment. It
But
almost
you know
makes
why?
it.
You know why?
Because you
why?
don't respect each other.
No.
What?
No, it's because in Korea it's one country. In Europe it's 15.
Yes,
So it's
no,
different.
no. I'm from
Yes,
StarCraft.
yes,
I'm from StarCraft. And
I mean,
dude,
whatever.
some of my best friends and some of their best friends were all from different countries. Some of us like still have really strong relationships.
It's different. It's different.
How's it
in StarCraft.
different?
It's different because it's different because it's not a
Okay,
team game.
here's the only thing
dynamics
that I
are
can say that
different.
is maybe different. We were unified as the West versus Korea. That was the way that we perceived it.
But that's not how EU. Like that's not how it's perceived in LC.
I know, but I think that's a problem. Because imagine if you, Hans, and Upset
Yeah.
were actually friends and talked about AD carry.
But it's different because.
But it's not different because Ruler and Gumayushi are friends.
Different. Are you sure?
Yes. They're friendly, yes.
I'm not sure they talk about each other.
Do you think they
about
talk
anything.
about the game like
Nah, I don't
constantly
think so.
with each other?
Yeah.
do you think
I
they're
think a lot of
able to
LCK
maintain-
players constantly talk about the game with each other, yes.
Okay, so tell me why in Korea like they value like exchanging info over like let's say perceived job security or whatever like you would call it like keeping things to yourself
Because
to
the best way to
the best
have
chance
job
for yourself.
security is to really just be the best.
Mhm. But most people can't even perceive who is the best and who is bad, so that argument is a bit weird because you know how people perceive players. So and
I mean,
you know
yeah,
how community
it's a
affects-
little bit worse in Korea,
Yeah.
yes. Age plays a
I mean,
really
I
big
don't know
thing,
about
yeah.
Korea, I'm just saying overall, like
Yeah, I
people
understand, yeah.
But yeah, I still think it's mostly about the countries part, like because generally people from the same countries.
So you're saying
LC
that there's
are
like
close.
nationalism that prevents you from being better?
What do you see what's happening on Twitter right now between two countries in Europe? Like
Yeah, it's the
massive
stupidest thing I've ever
argument?
fucking seen.
Of course
Yeah,
it's about
it's
nationalism.
disgusting,
Of course it's about
yeah.
nationalism.
Absolutely.
Of course, that's the main difference. That's the main difference. Like
Yeah, absolutely.
in my opinion, like the people I was closest to in LEC was purely the people that were from my country because it was the easiest to connect with them. Because to me, it just did not feel genuine to DM people and try to.
Okay,
like,
but
talk
look
to
at
them.
like the
Just felt
people.
awkward to me.
Okay, look at the people. Look at the people I'm closest with in the LoL scene. What is the one common denominator that they all have in common?
I don't know.
Critical thinking.
Critical thinking. That's it. Every
it's a very-
single person
But,
in this
yes,
call.
first of all, but yes, but it's still like yeah.
That is
I
that is the
understand.
main common denominator. I didn't come to any of you. You all like every single person in this call actually came to me first. That is just like an object. Like I understand, like we're on my stream right now and whatever, but that's the god honest truth. Everyone was seeking edges and advantages. All of you were.
Yeah,
And
so
I'm
what's
just
your point?
I'm
I don't
posting
get it.
that's the unifier of our friendship is that critical thinking is the main basis. We don't care about
Yeah,
who's
but
right or wrong. You and me, one of the things I enjoy
I
the
don't get
most
it.
about you and that I respect the most about you, even more so than some others that I have conversations with, is you'll bite back at me in conversations and I don't mind it. I like it.
Yeah, but the difference. Okay, you like.
I do like it because I come from StarCraft. I just care about who's what is right. That's all I care about.
But the difference is that me and you don't compete in the same league.
But even if we did,
Against each
I
other.
wouldn't see it that way. Maybe that's because of my StarCraft background. I just want to know
I
what's
think
the
that
best.
doesn't matter. Like, I think that doesn't matter, Crownie.
Wait, really? Wait, 1 sec. Wait,
But it's also like
one
different
sec.
relate-
Wait, just
Wait,
in
do you think if I wasn't
do not read it, Elias. If you read it, I will leave the
I'm
call.
no, I'm
Elias,
not gonna
Elias.
read this out
Wait,
right.
Let me
Yeah,
read.
okay.
Wait.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
But
kind
you know,
of-
this
to
is
be honest.
this is like very normal. You know, this happened.
Yes.
Stop talking about it.
Yeah, no,
Nuke the messages.
people
Nuke the
will just
messages.
know
Yeah.
No,
If
don't-
I was
yeah,
hypothetically a coach in LEC, it would not stop me from talking to you.
Look, wait. Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
Wow, Ellis's dick is huge. What the fuck?
Dude,
Wait.
holy shit! Is that fucking vein is vascular,
Holy
bro?
shit.
Oh, I thought you were
dude.
white, bro.
What the fuck?
The anomaly
Like-
weird.
I don't know, guys. You're looking at that dick for too long without saying anything.
just enjoying the moment, you know.
I don't know, guys.
But yeah, that's up. Yeah. I mean, I can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
yeah,
disgusting. Yes,
I've
it's
heard
disgusting. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
it's very
yeah,
disgusting what you're writing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree. It's disgusting. But that's the main unifier. I don't think any of us actually care about just being right. We just care about what actually is right. That's it. And obviously we get very passionate and we argue back at one another, right? But that's ultimately all that we're pursuing, is what is right, based on what we can substantiate. That's all that it
How do you
is.
spread this, you think?
Huh?
How do you spread this, you think? And I think we're...
I don't
like,
think you
in the
spread it. I think
danger
that's
zone
why just more time passes and eventually like we all intermingle with more and more people that
To be
interact.
honest, you know what I think hurt? I think what hurt social life in LC was COVID, because people used to go to bars like Perma in like 2019, I remember.
Yeah.
Like at the
Yeah,
end
yeah,
of the week, and people would talk to each other way more. And then COVID came for like 2 years, and after it didn't recover. Like people stopped going, like even though it like they opened up again. But I remember in 2019, like at the end of the week, most teams were there. So like if you wanted to hang out, you could, and it was like a way to humanize people, kind of.
Dude, you guys should all get out of your own. If you're really just trying to be the best, like I don't know, maybe you're not like friends with Upset or like whatever, right? But there's nothing preventing you from just DMing him and asking him questions about a matchup. There's nothing doing it.
besides ego.
Besides ego. That's it. But if you're really claiming, that you want to be better than Gumayushi and Ruler and all these other people, your ego can't matter. The same way that
why would it be in his best interest to give me like?
It's not about if it's in his best interest. It's that you extend the olive branch. Whether he wants to talk to you, yeah, then he can go to you as well.
You open the door for those opportunities.
Yes. And then you can view it as, okay, me and you will both get better. Then it can be a rivalry, sure. You and him both get better and no one else gets better because no one else talks to each other.
This reminds me of something interesting that I've had, like, in like a stream. I remember...
but this is why I always tried to introduce people to each other.
So I can say this, but when... I mean, you can even pull it up on YouTube. Like, when Danny was playing MF, right?
Mm-hmm.
He went the Leander build, if you guys remember, the Leander Mermana build.
Yes.
And it was me that told him about that because, like, I really wanted to see this build be played, you know?
Yes, yes.
I thought it would be good in right spots.
Yes.
But it just happened to be every time that we played MF in C9, it was like crit games for MF. Like, we would never have a chance to try it because you need like specific drafts, right?
Yes.
So I used a different player so we could like see it. I don't see the problem in that. It's not like he's gonna fucking win LCS picks of one MF build, you know what I mean?
Yes.
No, I mean, I agree. I agree with you.
And that was like super beneficial because now there's like video evidence of like the Leander MF build.
Yes.
So, like, I'm all for that. Like, I think...
Well, actually, he did win against TL because of the MF.
Well, yeah, but... I mean...
trolling. But yeah, like, no, I agree. Like, I think, but I've also heard things about like, that like the Korean teams are closer to each other, like like they see it as more, you know, like pride of Korea, and like they have to perform for Korea, and in Europe, I don't know if they see Europe as Europe, you know. Because it's more like specific.
But, right. But going back to you, it's not about if Europe sees Europe as Europe. It's what can you do to make yourself the best.
I know, sure. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying overall, but I agree. Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe you're correct.
Yeah.
Can I open a different topic?
Yeah. What?
Yes.
What do you think made Han so much struggle in NA, but as soon as he goes to G2, he smurfs?
I mean,
I've heard things, but
I've heard things. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's a bit hard to...
okay, Tenacity, you can say it. You take the
No.
Yeah, Tenacity, break the... Look, as you're... Get your fucking feet wet as a content creator.
Yeah, just burn every bridge. Please.
Yeah, just do it right now, Tenacity, actually.
As a specific like case study is hard when you know a lot of things behind the scenes. So I think it's gonna be hard.
Can't say. I think.
Yeah, I don't think I can.
I think it is like a difference in mindset and culture from EU and NA. And I'm not like I'm not revealing anything. Like everyone that's played there and I've talked to have said the exact same thing to me. So I don't think I'm like saying a secret.
But it's
Yeah,
not
I
really
mean-
NA and EU because most of their players are either European or Korean.
But it's not
Their
about the
roster is specific.
like players. It's just like overall like management, like
You think them
practice.
living in Los Angeles all made them American?
Well-
Okay, like
Well, okay, well, I'm not gonna say
No, but
anything.
okay.
Though.
They had Whippo, which I would assume is like a very smart and hardworking individual.
He's yeah,
And
from what I know.
They had Santorin. They had who was it?
Korjaja and Bjergsen, right?
Yeah.
4JJ, Bjerg, Hansama. Like you can't really pinpoint one guy as or any like certain individuals as to like what made them NA-ish when four of their players are like from EU. They have
Yeah.
like EU backgrounds, they have EU work ethic, I would imagine, and one guy is from Korea that won Worlds.
I want to
completely agree.
say,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it is very interesting because I mean, no one's literally like, from NA, right?
Mhm.
What I would like to think is like difference in mindset, and just not, you know, playing the game and thinking about the game the same way
Right.
and gelling together. That's
Too
what I'd
many
like to
cooks
say.
in the
but-
kitchen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
too
I
many
think
cooks in the kitchen.
Mighty Balloon in the chat said the same thing. I think
You said that?
it's not a bad take. Mighty Balloon.
What do you say?
Too many cooks in the
Like,
kitchen
that's-
made
that's
Hans
what-
bad in NA.
That's
Oh,
what
this
ends
was-
up happening with like a bunch of like super teams, right?
Oh, that
Yes.
people have a different view on how to play and they don't
Yes.
Yes,
agree.
the different view on how to play the game, and then since everyone is so accomplished on these super teams, I
Yeah,
think
everyone
like,
wants
ego-
different things.
yes,
and you
I
don't
think
get
ego-
anywhere.
ego
But then
is,
you
like,
have
most
players
definitely
that
a part
shut
of it as well,
down
right?
too. Yes.
What? What?
Then you have
What
players
says
that shut down. They shut down.
Yeah, so the difference is that in Korea, if this would happen, probably the coach would just decide on one direction to go because the authority is like,
Yes, exactly.
respected
Yes,
there, right?
yes.
Even if
yes.
it's bad or good,
Yes,
like that's
yes.
just what would happen.
Correct.
And I think as well is like when you have these like 5-star players, I think like respecting the coaches is going to be a lot harder.
Hard, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But that's just like how it is, to be honest.
Do you
But in
guys think
Korea,
there's
maybe it's
multiple
different.
views on the game?
Yeah, 100%. I know for a fact that in that team there was multiple different views on the game.
No, he's
No,
asking
someone's
like,
talking, like,
he's
generally
asking.
speaking.
Yes.
Oh,
Is
sorry,
there a
sorry,
right or
in
right?
general?
Is there a right or wrong answer, or is there a lot of gray areas that are open to interpretation?
I
I
think
think
My
Yeah.
ratio would be 90-10.
I think there's like I think there's right and wrong personally.
I think that
Yeah,
there
and
is. I think there is right and
Yeah.
wrong up until theory. Theory not being the word theory that means like an idea, but theory being this is what's possible. This is what the champions can do. This is what is likely. I hypothesize this is the outcome, and then the other person has to take that and say why it's wrong. That's
no,
what I
okay,
think
like-
it is.
I want to reword. Like I don't think it's 90-10. I think like there is right or wrong, but you always need to take into account, even though it sounds troll and you probably hate it, you need to take into account what people like are good at playing or what way they play. You know, that's what, like champion wise and like playstyle wise. Like some people are better playing with leads. Like I don't like using like the weak side, strong side, whatever.
Right.
But in some
You're
teams,
talking
you
about
need to
exploit.
give more
Yeah.
resources to one guy than the other guy. You need to give him more draft resources. You need to give him more freedom in draft, less freedom in draft. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I think there is objective things that are right or wrong, like in game probably, but a lot of stuff like outside the game and how you play it, like in what dynamic, I think depends on your team, no? Or what do you think?
Oh, of course, because not everyone's going to be unified, right? But this goes back to the original thing where if you want to, I think, beat the East, all 5 players have to be unified.
Well, what do you think, Veigar, about this point? Like, how much do? Because
I
Reven said
think
it's 90.
me and Sam have spoken about this before.
Oh, okay.
There is for sure like some gray areas, and
Yes.
I also agree with LS about there is no like when it comes to like discussion and what can be possible. It's hard to say what is right and wrong.
Yeah.
But I definitely think like everyone who is unified needs to have an open mind. Like for example, so on like the Double F Bjergsen team, right? Double F like Chip said like it was fucking hard. It was stressful, right? But at the end of the day, everyone was open minded and they had the same idea of like winning, right? They all wanted to win internally. But he said it was like so fucking stressful.
Because of the
playing
what
in that
difference in like in ideas or
yeah, but like it's just like those hard conversations you need. It's like
yeah,
those
yeah,
hard
no, I
conversations
understand,
you
I
just need to
understand.
have. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, okay.
but
why
again, like
should
they end up
why
gelling.
should discussions like that be so stressful? When
It's
they
because
end,
I was
I
actually
mean,
just
ego,
going to
no?
lead into this, but I think it's mainly because they aren't like friendly in general. And I
Yeah,
know that's probably a hot
exactly.
take for most people, but like, okay, we were originally saying that we are willing to get into like heated debate / arguments within
Yeah.
this call, and it'd be completely fine.
No,
But that's because there's a
yes.
solid basis of like friendship /
Well,
friendly
no.
association.
Crownie.
I can give, but I can give
Wait,
you
hold
an
on.
example about
Crownie,
myself.
you and
I
me
can give
had.
what?
Before you say what you're saying, me and you, do you remember the phone call that we had in January about how people that we perceive to be friends or like closer than they aren't that way?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly. You know,
Okay.
maybe I'm being
Well,
gaslit.
basically, like,
No, I'm
I mean,
I mean,
I think you remember, right? We were just talking about like various friendships that we have, and we thought that we were closer friends with people than apparently.
that was not in January. That was before. But yeah.
Well, it was an
It
off
was like
season,
that.
right? I was on my break. It was
Yeah, it was
January,
an
December.
off-season,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah,
it was like
that's a
November,
real
yeah. Anyway,
that's
yeah,
a real
like-
bizarre thing. Yes.
Okay, sure. But
Yeah.
but like I think Reven's point is correct. Like I can tell you, I was in some teams where, I mean, I don't think I'm saying, but anyway, like for example, like I don't think I'm saying much by saying this, but Balkan culture or like Eastern European is quite like open-minded. Like you can say things very openly and like have arguments, and then 5 minutes later it doesn't matter, right? So when I was like in a scale with Limit, we had like some arguments, which I think is totally normal. Like as a bot lane, you will disagree, whatever. And we had an argument, and then one time one of my coaches said like, "Oh, why are you guys talking like this? Like you don't need to talk like this." And then 5 minutes later, we just went on a walk, and we're like probably closer than we were before, right? Because
Yes.
we realized that like it's not like nobody takes it personally. Like I don't care, like nobody takes it personally. But some cultures are just different, or like some personalities are different. Like
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I
some
think
people,
personalities for sure.
Yes, I had some players.
people can't like accept disagreements. Like,
For example, I can tell you, maybe years, it doesn't really matter who. Like one time, I told one of like my teammates, like long time ago, like what are you doing here? Like you should be doing this, like zoning them here, whatever. And then after that, he went to my coach and he said, like I can't take this. Like this is too toxic for me. Like genuinely, So some people are just like that.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people see disagreements as you disliking them or having something against them.
100%. Yep.
I feel like this is like more true in NA. Like, okay, so the way how
that's what I heard.
Yeah, I
feel
agree
like,
with that hard. Yeah,
I feel like the way I process information and learn more is through people being very, very direct. But in NA, in at least in my cases, or it's like stuff I've heard, right? It's like everyone likes to sugarcoat stuff because they're afraid of hurting each other's feelings. But I feel like it just shouldn't be that way. I feel like
of course not. I mean,
if you're-
at the end of the day, we are a team, right? And
yeah, as a team, like no one should be taking this personally because it's coming from a place of like I want to fucking win. I want to fucking win.
Why would you try to hurt somebody's feelings if you want to win?
Exactly.
Yeah, like they don't see it as that.
personal.
Like,
So like no one sees it like that. And
I've seen it many
I always
times.
struggle to understand why.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just people, different personalities, I think.
Like
Adding
people
on
will
to
go
this,
straight
I wanna say-
into like deflection and just going
Honestly,
talking to
why
like upper
Korean
management
culture
around
is
it.
OP
Mhm.
is because like there's no debate, like there's no ego involved. It's just like you're a rookie, you're pays, for example. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you have 0 ideas or if you have a lot. It doesn't matter. You go into the team, you listen to 4 veterans. They're like, oh, do this. Okay, thank you.
I mean, like I can tell you, like when I played with Trick, right? He told me when he was in like CJ Entus with BDD, like well, they were like the youngest ones, right? And they played with Shy, like the top laner from like season 2, and like whatever Shy and the other like people said was just followed, and the coach like you can't
Yeah, so
talk.
even if
like,
it's
you
good or
can't.
bad, they're on
Yeah,
the
it
same
doesn't matter
page.
if it's good or bad. It doesn't matter. You're on
It's
the
united.
same page. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter. So like that's the I agree. Like for sure, Pace couldn't join the team and say like, oh, I think we should like play this way, play on me, do this. Like I'm quite sure that didn't happen, right? But it's different in EU because first of all, most coaches don't have the same level of authority because
Right.
it's just the overall culture is different.
But also, they can't talk about the
yeah.
game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how good Korean coaches are at the game. I don't know. I don't have enough. I imagine some are pretty smart, like, because like, I would imagine some know what they're talking about.
I'd say that the game knowledge of European coaches is going up, though.
No, I
compared to
would
before.
agree. I would agree with that. I think.
I also
I
think,
think
I noticed
a lot
the
of it,
Western, yeah, go.
yeah, they're getting better, but I also think a problem is that they're getting smarter by watching others, like VODs,
Yeah.
rather than so like when a problem occurs within the team related to a game, they tend to look at VODs to fix it, but then when there is no other examples, you have to think for yourself, right? And then I think a lot of people struggle. So yeah.
Are you at the beach right now?
No,
Hear the sea- yeah, I'm hearing like fucking birds. I'm gonna have to send another fucking snowstorm your
This
way,
is why the
VeigarV.
West is, you know, like.
there was a moose in my street yesterday, man. But yeah, like I think problem solving is something a lot of them can't do. Like by thinking.
Well, they can't
for
problem
themselves,
solve.
but
They can only copy. If they could problem
Yeah.
solve, then they would be ahead of the meta consistently. But they can't
But
do
that's
that.
what-
I do think they are better at coping nowadays, though. Which isn't
Copying?
bad. It's still
But
a good
that-
skill to have.
But
But
that's why, like, when EU was the best, they were innovative. They were not like, because if you try
Yeah.
to like play, as I said, like fundamentals against those teams, you'll probably not win most of the time. So the only like the biggest advantage you can get is like new things. Like when G2 was playing Pike top and like T1 was completely mind blown at MSI. Like has never played against it before, or like when they were like playing like Yasuo Gragas in 2019 or many different things like this. Like this is like the biggest advantage of EU, but that's why yeah, I think that's the biggest advantage you can have to try to like do new things that they're not used to, those teams, because
Yes.
fundamentally you will generally not win, and everyone kind of like, you know, unless
no,
you just
I think
practice
you should
against them
aim to
so
do
much.
both. You
No,
should
no,
aim
for
to
sure, like-
copy and invent.
I agree completely. Like, you should try to have your fundamental level as high as possible anyway. It's not like you just say, okay, it's like fucking I'm doomed, like we're just gonna lose lane every time. We cannot like mechanically outplay. But I think also it's hard for people to like do both, because let's be honest, like it's you know, it's like there's a limit to how much people can like focus on or learn,
Right.
which I'm sure you know since you're a coach. So it's like you can't like learn, or like you know, a lot of times I notice in teams like you learn a concept and then you do it, and then you learn something new, and then you forget the thing that you were doing for the past month or whatever, right? Something
Yeah,
like that.
if you rush improvement
Well,
too fast.
right,
Yeah.
but also, I
But-
mean, a fundamental reason that this is happening is because you guys in LEC and LCS and LCK and everything, you guys aren't actually learning. What you're doing is you're essentially cramming for exams. You're joining new teams with new players and rotating rosters and rotating staff, and then you're having to agree on what you're going to do without fundamentally being able to understand it. Which is why players will always go to international events, claim that they learned a lot of things, at international events, can execute certain macro patterns and rotations, and then a couple of months go by and they're doing the same old mistakes again. The same way that someone... What?
I agree with the latter part of the statement, but I don't think like there's
Wait,
an
but even in
absolute learning.
Korea, they're like people to
But I can
rosters
complete-
perma change though.
But I
Yes,
can
yes, yes, which
completely
is why
agree with the
Korean...
cramming of
Yeah,
things.
which I think Korean is at like a standstill in a lot of ways.
So, well, I mean, they're still the best, so it doesn't.
They're
really
still the
matter,
best,
like,
yeah, but they are at a
when you're the
standstill.
like when you're the best, it doesn't matter if you're at a standstill or you're like moving up until you get beaten.
Yes,
It doesn't
yes,
matter.
correct.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. Like
Yeah.
like stalling only matters like if somebody catches up. Otherwise, like you're still the best until you get beaten. Like that's why they got beaten in like 2018, 2019, and then they had to improve, right? I don't know what Korea changed after those years, but
Right.
like maybe new talent came in or whatever. But it doesn't matter like if you're at a standstill or no. Like as long as you're winning, you're winning. Like but for most people, most problems don't exist when you're winning, even
Right.
in teams. Like
Right.
people just act like they don't exist. Like yeah. But what we're oh, you said that the rosters change too frequently or what? Something like this?
Well, no, I mean just in general, yes. I mean, like Yeah, I mean, just in general, it's the equivalency to someone in university who's cramming for an exam, and all that they do is they memorize a bunch of stuff, and then they pass the exam, and then a year later they forgot everything that they memorized.
But you know that like in most teams, like after 1 year, like people just want changes just for the sake of change, or like people just don't want to
Yeah,
play
I
with each other.
understand that. I understand that. Yeah. Of course.
I'm just saying that's like kind of what
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's also just like depends. Like it's also very rare to have. Let's say like you have a team and everybody's, let's say, is on like 2-year contracts, and everyone is like, okay, let's like run it back like 2 years in a row. You know, like I think
I don't think anyone really forgets. Like, like a lot of these rosters. Okay, I'll combine the two statements. Like, I hate that as well, where like people change up rosters every split or every.
I
year.
agree with that. Yeah.
So it's just like a cramming of like everyone just pitching in whatever they think is right and then just mixing whatever salad comes out, and that's normally just very bland. But I don't think anyone really forgets anything or like unlearns anything. It's just that like G2 is always innovative because Caps is on that team and he's the strongest and the best player and he has the like power to say so. So he just influences everyone. I think similar with like Hilly. But like a lot of just normal teams with like not like S tier brand or S tier influence on these teams, it will be a more of a democracy rather than, I don't want to say a tyranny, but like they're not kings. Like Caps and Hilly are kings of their team, so they can just lead the direction of their team way more easier than most normal teams that they just
Yes, and in most normal
mixing
teams, you just
five
I agree.
players.
In most normal teams, you just look at the other teams. You're like, oh, they do this, you try to do that, but you mis-execute. Oh, then the other team plays that, you try to do that, and then you're always like moving with the wind instead of having like a strong identity that you can build on. Yeah, for sure. Because I know how it was to play like those teams. That's why like when I felt like it was like possible to win some games against the better teams is when I just tried to force my view of the game on everyone, but it was not easy at all. Like I had to have a million discussions about it, you know, about what I think is correct way to play or draft or whatever. And most people, like, let's say you're a rookie, like no way you're gonna come into LEC and just be like, okay, we should play this way, this way, this way. Like I think this is the best. I think you guys are inting. Like it's, you know.
Yes.
That's how I see it. Like it's just hard to do that, like as a person, even like not even like EU wise or culture wise. Like you have to have a massive ego and like massive how to say it, like proof of from before, like how good you are to come into a team, do that, and people will listen, because most of the time people just won't. No,
Right.
in my mind, like if a rookie comes in and starts telling people, okay, we should play exactly this way, like.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard unless they can substantiate it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you need to substantiate, but yeah, but substantiate it is like.
Nice, you got it.
Yeah.
You get it. Yeah. There you go.
Like, yeah, but how do you do that? Like you what? You like win? Like
What
you
do
say,
you
okay,
mean?
let's
How
try
do
this
you
way.
do it? You go step by step.
What step by step? How? Because you know, if people like disagree with something, like fundamentally, they will like subconsciously like.
Yes.
play worse
If they
doing
disagree
that.
fundamentally, then you have to literally go step by step. You have to calculate the movement speed of a champion, how much damage they deal,
yeah.
and yeah.
Okay, and
But if
most
you're not
people
willing
get
to do
bored.
that,
okay,
then
yeah, and a lot, like not most, like from some of my past teammates, like from years ago, of course, people just get bored after 2 minutes of talking about draft, and you want them to talk about champion movement speeds and gold value, bro. They
I mean,
cannot
if
talk
they're
about draft for
wrong,
more than
yeah.
2
But
minutes.
if they're wrong, you don't
They
have
cannot
another
talk about
option.
draft for more than 2 minutes.
Yes.
But they don't like. But they don't even want to talk about draft. How do you want
Yeah,
to
then they're
talk
idiots.
about them about
Right,
item
but then it
concepts?
circles back to what can you do to get better. Right. Circles
Yeah,
back
of
to
course.
that. Yes.
Yeah, of
but
course
when
it
when
does.
when
Yeah,
when
of course
someone
individually you
right.
can do things. Yeah.
Yes. But when
I could
someone
for
is
sure do way more than I'm doing. Like I'm way more. Like I don't know way more. I could do more. Like 100%. Like,
Yes,
I could take solo queue more
yes.
seriously. I could talk to more people. I could message one tricks. I could like
Could
you
stop
know.
dying on mid waves.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dude, that was a low blow.
It's not even that true anymore. But
Hit
sure.
ours.
Yeah. like you know, for sure everyone can do more. 100%. But
Yeah. Yeah.
my point is just one person doing it is not gonna like save the whole region.
No, it's not.
But like yeah, if like fucking 20 people do it.
You're not gonna-
That's
you're
it.
not
That's
gonna
the
get
code
an
we're supposed to
Avengers.
look
You're
at
not gonna
item
get an
abilities
Avengers.
and shit, so the player don't have to. That's the complete opposite of what we're trying
What
to
do you
get
say?
at.
What do you say? He said that the coaches should do this. No. If
Yeah.
it doesn't come from players, it will never work. I'm telling you. Until the player wants to like care about these things, either like I think it happens multiple ways. Like either you get so reality checked that you like completely have to reinvent the way you like do things, because otherwise you're just gonna get stomped. Or like it just comes from like internal motivation or whatever. Like until the player wants to like improve in this way, it will not never work. Like the coach coming to the player is like 10 times worse than the player coming to a player to talk about something. Like 100%.
I'd like to believe I've changed some players' minds on this.
No,
and make
for
them
sure.
see the value of like items and stuff.
No, I think for sure you did. I'm just saying, like, I think it's always a bigger.
Of course, I mean
If
obviously.
a player does it, if a player does.
But that's just general human
This is a bigger
interaction, right?
impact.
Like
Yeah.
if the person you're ever trying to talk to isn't open for an idea, right? You'll always struggle. But
Yeah, for sure. I mean, maybe like from what I've seen, like the players that playing now are more open-minded than some of the ones from before. I don't know why.
Yes.
Maybe like people are changing slowly, or
Yeah,
maybe
LS
like
is grooming them.
I'm grooming
I
everyone,
don't know,
actually.
I
Amazing
don't
was
know
right,
why,
actually.
but
I'm
for sure
grooming
people, like,
everyone.
are, like, I feel like it is easier nowadays, but I
Dude,
don't know.
But ironically, LS has had a huge impact on that. I feel like no like dick riding. Like,
Yeah, but look,
actually.
no, but look at the fucking no. But look at the insanity that I had to go through. I mean, I've given up now.
Yeah.
I mean, this is very evident. I don't go to the same wars that I used to on Twitter. I don't make the same content that I used to because I just saw it as no point.
it's fine. I'll carry the Twitter wars.
There you go. You carry the. I mean, Molecule is doing amazing,
it's so
man.
fun to me, actually.
Molecule is doing such a good job. VeigarV is doing a really good job. I'm not doing it anymore because I get jackasses that don't bother to understand what I'm even attempting to fucking say, or they speak out of their ass. They haven't even entertained half of what I've entertained when I make an assertion, and then they come at me on Twitter, and then it just becomes a clout battle, and it's like, what the fuck are we doing? Because people that actually want to get better found me anyway. Right?
But it's because like a lot of probably the newer players like watched you when they were like amateur still or like trying to make it.
Like what?
And
Okay,
like, and when you're amateur, you have less ego. Like
yes. But the most recent player in this call, I just started talking to Trymbi last year, and the way that I started talking to him is because I noticed he was always in Twitch chat. That was it. Same with Inspired.
Yeah.
That's how. No. But that's how I met Inspired too. Inspired was just always in my Twitch chat. And then he would DM me. That's it.
I'm saying like some of the like newer players, they for sure know about you because you're getting carried on co-streams. But I'm saying like they want to like they want to make it, right? Like let's say you're an amateur player. Like
yes, they want to
like,
find edges.
So,
yes,
like, I'm gonna find anything I can to become better.
And I'm offering edges.
Leandri does 200 more damage. Oh, like,
yes,
this is
that's the whole thing about my fucking content.
Like,
yes, it's all edges. Yes,
yeah,
it's all that I try to do with my content is provide edges for players.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. And then people see it as I just have this weird view of the game or that I'm trying to be special. And it's like, no, man, I can substantiate.
Opinion of you like changed to the better, like overall in the community.
It's still not where it should be. Like I'm not even being ironic. That's not an ego stop. That's not for the method and approach that I take to trying to show what or why something's right. It's nowhere near where it should be.
But some people just see you as condescending. Like, no, I'm not trying to.
But it's not even condescending because have I ever been condescending?
You can be perceived that way.
I understand that. I understand that. But Crownie or anyone in this call, have I ever been condescending to any of you in private or like in a call?
I don't know about that, buddy.
What? Okay, wait, if you actually feel that way and you've never told me, that feels really weird to me. And then I think it's like my autism and I actually just can't tell.
No, but like,
okay, this is a new trend that you've been using. Any sort of like, any sort of thing, it's the magic card. It's like,
no, but it's not a magic card, man. I literally can't tell. Do you not get that?
No, okay.
It's like being colorblind.
I get it.
No, it's not funny. I just realized I have this 3 months ago. Do you realize how much that fucked me up with all of my friendships and interactions my whole life?
let me make
How
my
did
point.
you deal with it before?
Because I didn't know. If someone doesn't know that they're colorblind and they live their whole life thinking that the color green is green, and then they find out that it's not, they're never gonna know that they were different. But now every relationship I've ever had, every romantic or friendship, dude, the reason I got brain blasted those 3 months and why I took that long ass break is because I was like borderline suicidal, thinking that everything that I've ever felt is just not normal. And so now I have to learn. And so,
How were you processing it before when you didn't realize?
You were with me every day in December. You saw me.
Yeah, but
I
don't
was
know
like
what-
living life
what was going
recklessly.
through your head.
I
don't
know,
know
but
what was
like,
going through
you
your
don't
head.
know how much it just fucked me up to find this out. Because even right now, some people might think that I sound upset, but I'm not actually upset, right? I'm like,
No, but
real.
I just told you. But the thing is, I just told you how people perceived it. I didn't say that's what you're doing.
No, I
I'm
know,
just saying
but
a
I've
lot of
always
people,
tried to help
like,
all of
when
you in
tell them-
private.
Let's say, like a stupid Twitch chatter says like, "What are you saying? Like, Scorch is good." Like, and you say, "What are you saying, man? You're so stupid." You say something like that, and like he's gonna, or like just react emotionally because a lot of people are like more emotional than not.
Yes.
And then his idea of you is gonna be that this guy's an asshole.
Right,
Like,
but
when you
right, and I never really cared about that.
Saying
Right.
your opinion. Huh?
But
Yeah,
no,
because a lot
right.
of
I
people
just
can't,
cared
like-
about you guys, not like you guys being like pro players who DM me or whatever. Anytime any of you
No,
guys
I know,
DM me
I'm just
over the
saying
last few
the
years,
reason the
I
community-
always
I'm
made
saying
time
the
to
re-
help you. Any of you.
Yeah, I'm just saying the reason the community, like, the reason the community perceived you that way is because a lot of people in the community think that way. Like,
Yes,
look how they,
but-
look how people like are talking about like the Niski thing, like right now. Like it's so stupid. Like there's
Yeah, I
people
agree,
who
I
have
agree, I
never
agree.
competed in any team. They have never like, they have never like smelled a competitive environment. And they
Yes.
think they can talk about a 2-second clip in a team they have no clue about. Like this is so
Right,
like
right,
it's so
right.
like disgusting and disrespectful. Like, but yeah.
No, but going back to what just started this like chain thing. If you guys ever felt like I was being really weird in a convo, you either should have told me because I don't know. You know what I mean? But also, it makes me feel really bad right now because you don't realize that I actually can't realize, and that's what I've learned. Like I rely really heavy. No, I know. I rely really heavily on patterns, like behavioral speech, word usage. Yes, and I've always done that. But now I realize, like, it's a crutch that, like, that's how I've coped with.
It's just like not everyone like perceives the same word said like the same way.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. But like the best way that I can describe it to you guys is like I'm colorblind. You know what I mean? That's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I just gave you a reason that people in the community like perceived you that way. I didn't say like that's how you were.
No, I know.
Yeah, I'm just saying like that's the way people thought. Like I'm not saying it's correct, wrong, not wrong. Like that's just how like
But it's like it's also really weird to me that people think that I just want Korea to win all the time, and yet behind the scenes, the lengths that I go to have conversations with Western pro players to like just help them get better. You know what I mean? It's not congruent. The actions aren't congruent.
Do you do that out of compassion, by the way? I'm curious.
What do you mean? None of you fucking assholes have ever paid me.
No,
like, what?
No, I meant like the general idea.
None of you jackasses have ever paid me. How many fucking hundreds of hours have I spent? Dude, I was like I was sitting in Fnatic scrims because to help Nemesis. How many scrims did I sit in?
Yeah, but those are like close individuals. Like, did you ever talk with like guys that you were somewhat acquainted with that you were willing?
Of course, yes. What do you mean?
Yeah, that part. Like those people. Did you do it as like a compassion as to help the West win, or was it just like
to help the player? For the love of the game.
The player, right?
Yeah, it's just the player.
West, right?
Because I recognize that the player is passionate and cares about the game, and I love that and respect that. It's what motivated me in StarCraft 1. It's why I'm in esports. It's why I've been around for almost 20 years.
Would you be willing to do it for Koreans as well? If
of course I do it for Koreans.
Oh, so it's just a mutual interest in the pursuit of what's right.
Well, I have a question.
You framed it earlier that you didn't like. You were against being seen as rooting for Korea. That's what it sounded like.
Oh, okay. No. I mean, I do it for anyone, right? But like, obviously, Koreans don't reach out to me to the same regard.
Did a Korean player ever reach out to you?
Yes.
But a Korean player in LCK?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Wait. I want to use this.
What?
What?
Well, unclip it.
Where is? No, it's the.
No. Okay, I was wondering.
I want to say for the record, while we have this little pause right here, that I'm not coming in tomorrow. So whoever comes in tomorrow,
He's not gonna be here for Golden Guardians, dude.
I am not waking up at 5 a.m. to watch a guy get fucked that is not in his consent. Like I'm all like
Okay, tomorrow
I'm not waking up for JDG versus GG at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Guys.
No, I gotta see Ruler. I gotta see Ruler. I can't miss it. Legit.
I'll see Ruler in quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Wait, but you already saw Elk
I
against
mean,
Nixday and Ruler beat Elk, so like you should already kind of expect.
That's true.
Oh.
Yeah. We'll see. Okay, let's end it here. Let's end it here, yeah?
Yeah, but I have a quick question. Like,
Sure.
Is it the losers bracket NA and EU?
Yeah, isn't it terrible?
Seemingly, yeah.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah.
They get to win a best of 5 at least.
And then after that, it's like the loser, like is the winner against the
That's like a different way to view it, no?
Yeah, no, but is the winner gonna play against the like? Is EU ever
loser
gonna
of
play
the-
NA or never? Like, are they
I
ever
don't think
gonna
that's
play
gonna
each other?
happen.
Really?
That doesn't happen, no? Bracket
Only,
wise?
only possibly in finals, I think.
Yeah.
So they never play. Oh, okay. That sucks.
Okay. All right, let's end it here. This was a really fun conversation. I love you guys, really.
Alright.
This was nice. This was really good.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, they
Alright.
really need to buff Veigar again, man. It's
All right, I'm gonna end. All right, I'll see you later.
What do you guys think about the Gwen sound matchup?
All right, guys. All right, see you later. Yeah.
Nice.
Bye, bye,
Yeah,
bye.
bye-bye.
Bye, bye. All right, guys. All right, that is it for the stream. We'll be back tomorrow. I think the stream. I think me and Tenacity were supposed to do the coaching stuff today. I am so pooped. If you guys saw my Instagram story earlier, I had stuff done and I've been awake since 3 a.m. yesterday, so it's not gonna happen today. It'll probably happen tomorrow, maybe. I don't know. I'll message Tenacity. But yeah, or you just heard Reven's not gonna be here tomorrow. Maybe it's just me, Crownie, and like Drew2 or something. Drew2 didn't join today because we had too many people. I'm gonna tweet out in a little bit. TikTok's been made. To have ended up making up a TikTok. Maybe I'll upload this talk that we all just had. I think this was a really good talk. I had a lot of fun. There's a lot of topics discussed, and there's a lot of different like pros in the call and stuff. And yeah, I thought it was really good. So I hope you guys really enjoyed the co-stream today, and I really enjoyed it. I absolutely love everyone in the call. Like, you know, especially Crownie, man. I can't say it enough. Crownie's really good because he really pushes back, and I do respect it. I mean, I said this at the end of the last coach stream, and it's not that others don't push back too, but Crownie really does get passionate, and it does make me very happy. There are players like that, but like, yeah. So anyways, that's it. See you guys later. Bye-bye.